Okay. Hold on, Mr. President. Let's do some makeup here. Okay, come here. We gotta firework. Yeah. I totally licked my finger before I did that. P.S.
Are you recording right now?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
You know, I figured that we should give the people, you know, like a preview of the president when he's in, when he's in a real life circumstance.
4th of July, how real could it get, you know?
How much more political, Mr. President, how much more political could today get?
How much more? Well, you see, as my understanding goes, the 4th of July, we've been celebrating it now for 11 and a half years. It marks the day whenever our country, America, we separated ourselves from Mexico and the grasp that they had on us for so many centuries. And I'm just like really super glad to be here right now.
We're proud to be, we're super excited to be with you, Mr. President.
Because, I really like coming out and just being with the people. Because...
And that is what makes you so popular as a president. Your 10% approval rating through the roof from 2% last month.
But think about it this way. 90% of Americans are douchebags. I don't want them to like me. I want the real people to like me. The alcoholics, the drug dealers, all three of which I'm very high in those groups. It's the 4th of July. I'm plastered myself right now.
Yeah, Mr. President, I understand that you're running for re-election, even though you've already been elected for 2 terms.
Yes.
Mr. President, you realize that's against the law.
No. Well, not per se. See, our country is not in a good state right now, and I will say most of it is my fault. But I'd like a second chance, third chance at fixing those mistakes caused by myself and Congress. They played a big part.
Mr. President, what about the allegations brought against you by your ex-wife?
Which you have to specify.
Carolyn, or Caroline? I never really understood what her name was. Your ex-wife, the one that said that you were on crack cocaine when you tried to have sex with a donkey. Those allegations.
That was the 4th of July too.
Is there any truth to those allegations, Mr. President? And Mr. President, what about the war in Iraq? How do you feel about that? What are your thoughts? Yes, sir. Mr. President, there are currently thousands of Marines deployed. Actually, your wife Megan, her brother is a Marine serving in Iraq. How do you feel about that?
I've never actually met the man, so I don't give a shit. This is going on YouTube. I don't care.
That's okay, Mr. And what about this $900 billion fence that you were proposing?
That's going super.
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
That's just.
And my sources tell me that you've gone 2 feet around. So you started in Maine.
Yeah, well, we couldn't afford the whole fence, and rather than just building one section of it, I thought we'd slowly build our way up. And 2 feet's all we could afford right now. That was pretty damn expensive.
And Mr. President, now I hear that you're switching your focus from the Mexican immigrants and the Mexican aliens in our country.
That was cool.
Mr. President, the focus has changed to Canada.
Yeah.
What are your...
Yeah, they're a major threat. They've got those, like, the Mountie things,
the Royal Mounted Police. Security threat, Mr. President. Your Secret Serviceman. I actually had my way with one of them a couple minutes ago. Let's just say he's still passed out in the bathroom. Mr. President, tell us about your thoughts on Barack Obama, who's running against you in this presidential election.
He didn't have a chance.
Well, Mr. President, do you agree with Mr. Obama that drug use in high school should be forgiven as you move on to your later life?
Here's the thing about Barack Obama.
Obama.
The thing about that man is he was a drug user himself. So how can you trust him?
Mr. President, you dealt drugs. You dealt crack cocaine
in the 80s. Everyone was.
All right.
I don't really see where you're going with this.
Well,
I don't see a connection.
You know what, Mr. President? Let's take it back to the main, our main guys back in New York City. Thank you, Mr. President. Happy 4th of July.